Happy Wednesday and welcome to another amazing episode of Musicians Hangout with your host, Crash Fistfight from Bill Plays the Victim and the Booty Pop Mopsy and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. It is awesome to be back. Thanks so much for joining us on this lovely Wednesday evening. Hey, Crash, how are you doing?
Hello, my friend. I'm doing well, and how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. We've had some sunshine out here and some delightful rain. So I'm hoping you all over that Seattle area are getting some nice sunshine.
Seattle's been Seattle. A lot of rain.
You got rain? Did you get any sun yesterday?
We got a peekaboo.
Okay, good. Trying to send it your way.
Yes, it's been cold.
It has been a little bit cold.
For May, it's May.
Yeah, it may be cold. It may be warm. It may rain.
It may be fucking coming to summer, though, is what I'm trying to say.
Right? I can feel it. And you know what else I can feel? How awesome this show is going to be because we have some amazing friends from the Spokane area with us. And we have had them on our show before, but it has been so long. It has been too long. And we've got so many amazing things to share, including we are video dropping for them tonight.
Yep.
Never before seen footage, never before seen video for all of you. So keep, tuning in, share away, and join in on all of this fun tonight.
It's going to be epic.
It will be so epic. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait. All right. I'll go over our mission statement and then we'll bring our guests to the show. Our mission statement here on Musicians Hangout is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save music. And we have our awesome friends, Lust for Glory, in the house. Oh my God. Come on up, you guys. Hey,
how's it going, y'all?
So excited to have you guys back on the show.
Yes, thanks so much for being on the show again.
Happy to be here.
It's good to be here. I don't often get to see how cluttered it is because I've developed a blindness to all the clutter in my office and now on the screen.
Where are you streaming from?
Is all I can see. No. This is my little office inside my house.
And your office.
The studio's out back in the backyard.
Which
is a different clutter. Probably more visually pleasing clutter for sure. But, this is inside the house. So there's dogs and or cats that may make some sort of appearance.
Oh, we love that. We absolutely love that. So yes.
Ooh,
dogs, cats, any type
They're
of
actually
pet.
Both under the desk right now at my feet. The dogs are.
Oh, I have dogs around me and hubby also.
Mine are out.
They're awesome.
And
strangely enough, they can't be bothered to make an appearance when you sort of want them to. But they exist. They're here. Yes.
All right. So you guys are in the band Lust for Glory. Some of our viewers have seen you before and know all about you, but some might not. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Yeah.
We're a band.
Well, how'd y'all get started, though?
Notable noisiness, and I think I started it in Portland, and then moved to Seattle and had a version of it in Seattle, and then went back to Portland, had a version of it again in Portland, and then moved to Spokane, and then started playing by myself, and then gradually accrued new and different members, and then now I'm with the members that I have now. Parenthetically, I'd say everybody has new jobs and are getting our asses kicked by our new jobs, or new and different jobs, or our jobs are kicking our asses in new ways. So the other two guys may probably click into the link late during the course of the interview if they get off work in time, or they might just work the whole time and miss it. But there's a total of 4 of us now, and we can appear at any place to play a show in increments of 1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
Fabulous.
There we go. Oh,
Sean,
look
you
at that.
are cutting out a little bit. So
Ugh.
I don't think he understands what we heard.
I don't think so
That
either.
lag
You
is just
cut
gonna
out
kill me.
Sean, so
Need a
it was
timer.
fabulous.
I think he has like a lag.
Yeah, there's a lag and a connectivity issue. So apologies for that, everybody. So go ahead, Casey. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do in the band.
Oh, goodness me. All right. So I'm mostly the drummer, but also,
After the lag.
you know.
It
But
appeared that there's like
there's
it's
like a
freezing
what?
at Casey's house. I said it's freezing at
Oh,
Casey's house because you were frozen on the screen.
Oh, okay. That's great.
That's I think
You're
Maybe
frozen
if
now.
I turn my freaking Wi-Fi on,
You
that
look
might
you look
help.
well thawed.
well thought.
It's happening like on all the screens, so it's not necessarily just
It's your connectivity
it's your
because
connection.
you keep freezing on us and we're all clear. So
Yeah.
I have
okay.
reloaded. Everything's
Fine.
rebooted now.
okay, cool.
Are we
So
good now?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm
everything's
mostly
good.
the drummer, but I also play guitar. I can fake play the bass. I do vocals a little bit sometimes, depending on what the song is. And I've been drumming for about 17 years now. So that's where I'm at.
You're an amazing drummer, by the way.
You
Thank
are.
you.
You're awesome. We love you.
It's pretty
And
true.
Sean's amazing too. Oh, I see a puppy.
Oh, I see a puppy at Sean's. Yes.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. That was Snoopy. Apparently he had to go out there and then come back in. So now he's back.
Aw, that's what they always
Snoopy's a
do.
good pup.
Hi, buddy.
Oh
Hi,
my
buddy.
goodness.
Somebody needed hugs.
Yay! Well, and the
You know-
connectivity
Good
seems
pup.
to be doing a lot better now, so don't worry about it.
We
We
know
are
how interwebs is.
we have a whole segment for that. Like
We
technical
have it comes
difficulties.
with videos.
An emergency bailout segment. Yes.
Yes,
No,
it's the
no,
best.
no podcast to be without one.
Oh,
Nah,
we really
not really.
shouldn't. Thanks to Don Rush of Audio Side for making that
Yes.
for us. Mm-hmm.
And the band audio side.
Well,
I
and
can't
Crash
figure out
came
where
up
I
with the
wanna
whole
put my camera.
concept to have that video and got a hold of Don. Don had made our background and our intro video, and Crash was like, "We need something to fill time for when our internet is going through all of the fuckery, you know, like
My internet was
All of
going
the
through all the
fuckery, I love
fuckery
it.
before I got new interwebs. And now it's not so bad. But now I have an upgraded version here at Room 1 Studios with my Villain Plays Victim guys. It's fucking spot on, except for the first time.
I feel like the internet just keeps like wanting to jank with us just to keep us on our toes.
oh
yeah.
man,
Just
we
a
were
little
Look how
launching this-
dependent you are on me. Do, 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 do.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love your dog.
Yes.
Snoopy's
He's very-
in love with
He's
you.
very tender and mild and apparently pretty needs a can you
They
He
always
just needs a little
Snoopy's
kissy food.
loves
Just give him
when you're
yeah,
busy.
I love you. That is so sweet.
He's a good buddy.
Obviously.
is.
He also knows you're doing something and he must
Yeah.
inspect and interrupt. So
That's exactly it. My dogs and
that's like an
cat
obligation right there for
always do that. Yes, it is.
all dogs.
I'll
They're
be
like, what are
different.
you
I'm
doing? I have to
honestly
interrupt.
surprised I
Love
haven't
me.
seen Buster yet. Like, or Miss Bats.
Oh my gosh, they're passed out. So we wore them out. Like they're all sleeping. Yay!
Wow. That's awesome.
You must tell us your secrets.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Well,
Seriously,
Max-
like how
Max was home early today, so he definitely, made sure that they were busy. And they've gotten a couple of walks, they've played, they ran around the yard. So
If somebody's getting some roughhousing in.
Yes, playing some tug of war. I brought new toys from Montana, so I just got back from Montana, and I brought them some toys from my travels, and that keeps them busy. So, but I could talk
Fun.
about my doggies all day. We need to talk about Lust
Yeah.
for Glory.
That's for glory.
Like,
Yeah, let's get back on track.
This is
Yes.
the K9 edition of Musicians Hangout.
Oh my gosh, you're like holding your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did he become baby? Anyway, carry on.
Yes, Lust for Glory. You've been working on some new things. Tell us a little bit about what you've been working on.
Well, I've
Ooh.
been trying to do this damn album for, I think, an alarming amount of years now. It's probably 3 or 4 since I first said, oh, hey, these 5 ideas, and then 7, and then 10, and then they all just kind of sat there for a long time, and I haven't been able to move on them. And then
It's hard, dude. Like when you do it yourself, it's hard.
yeah, there's a lot to be said for having the clock of somebody throwing a deadline over you.
Yeah, definitely.
Which helps. And to that end,
Mm.
like I had, like I said, I had like 7 or something ideas, like, oh, these will be the songs. And some of them were like all the way through and just needed words. And then it just sat there for a while. And Matt's like, hey, we got some studio time in Seattle. Let's go and like do something. Do we have anything we want to record?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I think there's a couple like almost riffs. We'll just do that. And then like the having like a limited time, somebody like kind of holding a gun to your head in the studio sort of thing. I'm like, yeah, let's use that. That'll get me motivated. And we went to Orbit Audio in Seattle, and we did 2 songs. I had one that was all the way written. I had one that was like, actually, I think I sent videos for both from Jake's and Panic Rift. And Panic Rift was just like here's like the riff. And it was one of those things where literally in the studio, like, okay, well, let's do this twice, and then we'll push through there, and then we'll make this part, and blah, blah, blah. And then go off in the corner and try and write some words. And literally made it that day. Not all the way completed, but like, hey, that's what the song is. And then eventually polished out the tracks for what you hear is what we did there, not all the first or fourth take of it, which most all of our stuff is the first handful of times we've done it. And then it's like, oh, that was great. Hey, we played it all the way through. We'll build on that. And then we come back a year later and it's like, how do we play that so we can go and play it live? So it's always like relearning something for us. But we did those 2 at Orbit Audio in Seattle. And then came back and I'm like, hey, and then I dropped off a couple of the old ideas. It's like, oh, this will be the album now. And then sat for a few more months. And then there's Hammock Cave Studios over here. We know that guy. I'm like, hey, you've got a free day? I can come in and we'll come in and hammer out these ideas. We had some new ideas, and I'm just trying to like keep the creative moving. And we went out there and we got 3 things. I think all 3 of them are on the, all 3 of them are on the, was it 3 or 2?
I think you sent me 3. Was there 4?
I sent you 4.
3.
The album has 8.
Three.
Casey, did we do 2 things or 3 things?
Let's see.
You sent me, I think in the band chat there was 3.
No, I mean like when we went to the studio, when we went to Doug's studio, how many things did we do there?
Oh my goodness.
It might have been 3.
It might have been 3.
Because there was like Matt's idea that like we literally just,
and that one ended up being what,
in the
Ready
studio.
Steady or whatever.
I've got 4.
Right.
So yeah, you sent me 3 and then one a little bit.
Actually,
later.
you know what? Now that I think about it, the 4 that I sent you were 2 that were done in Orbit Audio, and then 2 of them that were done over at Doug's studio. So the rest of the rest of the album is the stuff that was recorded here. So
they sound really good.
Right.
Like I
good.
really enjoyed what I heard, and yeah, the videos are cool.
Yeah,
It's always good to go.
I'm all about public domain video.
And the really, cool thing about, I think, that I'd like to point out about this new album is that at least one of us has written the song.
That's cool.
I
I
love
think.
that.
Minus me for guitar stuff, but
Okay. And you're
Well, no,
meaning like, lyrically, you've
I
written?
think you've got two.
No, okay.
Like I think so. How we've been working out, because for the last album, I was trying to get them to write two, and Casey
Okay.
wrote two on Lady Saturn, three, right?
3.
Two
Time Star,
songs.
Saturn, Edge of the World,
Four.
Eyes of the
Yeah,
Cloud.
so two songs, and then two other guitar riffs that became songs.
Yeah.
So there's two songs that she sings that she wrote all the way, and then there were two guitar riffs that she had that we made into songs. And then the bass player at the time, Kat, had three things on piano. I think was it two or one? At least one of them made it onto the album.
I think there
but
was at least one that we did, and it was the Swimming the Galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah, and also
Right.
for Saturn, I was trying to like write a song with the title of everything that was on the album cover, because the album cover was an artist friend of ours that she did this collage art thing. I thought, oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Can I
Groot
use
did
that
such a good job on that collage. That was awesome.
Can I use that as a album cover? And she's like, sure, it's yours. And then then I was like picking through the thing, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good song title. Oh, Snakes, that's a good song title. And so if you look at that album cover and then look at all the song titles, there's a song for,
there's kind of like a song for like each little bit of the collage itself.
That's cool.
So that was probably, I think, the most artistic and creative album that I've ever done personally.
That's neat. I like it.
I love that. I love that a lot.
Up until then, I'd been writing after the first album. So the other guitar player at the time in Portland, he wrote two of the songs on there. And then when they left, basically I've written everything else. There's nine albums out or something, or this will be 10, or I don't even remember. But I was writing them all on my own, which was like, yay, cool. I've proven that I can do it, but also it's really slow if I'm doing it all myself all the time.
Yeah.
And then also I don't even like those songs. I don't like all those songs all the time. There's some that it's just like, oh, that didn't work. But when somebody, so I've been trying to get them to trying to get other people to write. And Casey was the first one that just like stepped in. I'm like, does Casey and Kat, does anybody have ideas for a song? And she's like, oh yeah, what if we do this? I was like, ooh, yeah, let's do that. And then so she just jumped in right into it, swinging right off the bat. And then when Matt and Tom came in, they both have their own band that they're like the creative creamy nougat for, so they could easily write all the parts for the songs themselves, but they just come in and they like play along. And then this time Matt threw, I think he's got one riff, maybe. Is it one riff?
He's got at least two, I think, on the new Clockwork.
What's the other one?
I thought it was Ready Steady, unless I'm mistaken.
Ready Steady is Matt.
And then Panic Rift, right?
No, Panic Rift was mine.
That was your, okay. Well, he wrote the drum part for that.
Well, yeah. But, it's beyond like just writing parts for everybody, which there's a couple songs where...
My bad. I have been mistaken.
Well, it's not your fault.
I sit corrected. Sorry.
This thing is so convoluted that like we're not... Because like, you know how you hear the stories about the Beatles and it's like, oh, Ringo didn't show up that day, so Paul played drums. And that stuff happens here all the time. And it's like, you can go back and listen. I'll tell you what, though. My drum ear's gotten so much better now because it's not actually really hard, except that sometimes when Matt's really focused, it's kind of hard to tell them apart drumming wise, but I can tell because I've listened to them so much. And the key is clumsy snare fills sometimes. And that would be Matt. That's how you know it's Matt. But then there's sometimes when he's like,
I knew it was, sorry.
See?
The way Casey had reacted, I'm like, oh, it's not Casey.
See, but the thing is, like, you could say as a comparison, I tell people that, Matt's kind of the Dave Grohl and Casey's the Taylor.
Oh,
may he rest in peace.
If I need something that's like, if I need something that's precision and like, not clean isn't the best word, but just like something, if I want it to be like that way that I thought that I had in my head, then it needs to be Casey. But if I need like the
Meat and potatoes.
it's not even a bombastic energy because Casey's got that too, but for lack of finding the right words, a bombastic energy. If I want animal, then I get Matt up there and he goes through it. And honestly,
I get that.
and honestly,
Yes.
that's the same way I play guitar, which is like, hey, you know what? I'm going to miss a bunch of these notes and I'm going to screw it up, but we're going to be pushing the energy the whole time that you might notice, but hopefully you'll be fine with it because we're still charging on. And that's Matt on the drums sometimes.
That's cool.
So, he doesn't always have Casey's precision, but he's always like, Muppet energy.
That's awesome.
And sometimes you just need Muppet energy.
You do. Okay, guys, the chat's going crazy over here. So people in the
Oh,
comments.
wow. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I don't even have that up on my Facebook.
Live
Hold
to
on,
fly.
I gotta check
I know
this
that
out.
guy. Oh, Sean.
Oh.
And we got Christina.
Hey,
from
Live to
Miss
Fly.
She
Hello.
says,
Yes.
"Is the new album going to be titled Glory Achieved?"
Ooh, not yet.
No, but
Not yet.
well,
That's a good title, though,
no,
Christina.
That is a
That
great
is a
title.
great
I
that should
do
be the
like that a lot.
Heck yeah.
that should be the biography of the book, right?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
There should be a book,
yes.
and that's what the book
That
would be
is-
called.
Yes. That's good.
I'll totally help
Although
write
I will
that.
say this, the next original album, I don't think has a name. I have this weird thing where like I'm before this one's done, I've like thought of that's the next name. So when we were doing Lemon Owl, no, not Lemon Owl, but when we were doing Lemon Owl, it's like finishing that up. It's like, ooh, the next one's gonna be called Lady Saturn because we found that artwork thing, and then we're finishing Lady Saturn. I'm like, ooh, this next one's gonna be Clockwork Man because I'll find like this image, and then there's the name, and then I start thinking of like the songs or this. So usually I have the next name already in my head, and then also invariably it winds up being the screensaver on my phone too. So I'll find some other cool image, and then that'll be my phone for 5 years until I get that album out. But this time I don't have a name yet, and I think maybe it's not that there won't be another album, although I've had that post festival depression after you get all the rejections from the festivals where you're like, oh my God, why am I even doing this then? Nobody wants to hear the crap I have to say. But I don't think I'm not going to.
That was right before I left for vacation. So I got a little bit worried, and I was like telling the guys, I'm like, hey, while I'm out of town, can you guys please talk to Sean, go see him, go visit him? Because like, I'm going to admit, I was a little bit worried. All right.
Yeah.
That was like the last thing I heard from you.
Well,
so,
dude, rejection.
In fairness,
and rejection sucks.
In
like,
fairness,
especially
that's every year. That's
every year. Like we try to get on this thing, and it's like
what festivals?
Well, there's like 30 of them that I submit to. Like in November, there's a bunch that open up. So like Timber and Treefort and Doe Bay for a while and Meltdown and like all the festivals that are around.
Yeah.
I've been shooting off for anywhere from like 6 years to Pig Out in the Park here in town. About 12 years, right? And I've just been submitting and it's like it's nothing. And intellectually, I will say, like in the case of Pig Out, there's been like 5 different people or groups or something that have been in charge of like getting the bands over the course of that time. So it's not like there's one person who just hates the band, right? But it's like it's booking shows is a pain in the butt in general.
Yeah.
When you're booking for a venue, when you're doing it for a festival, I mean, it's those guys are wind up bald very quickly. So,
man,
I don't hate on them for that, but like, it just feels, but emotionally, it just feels like, oh my God, we're not even in the top 300 of the okayest bands that submitted for that festival this year for 12 years in a row or 10 years, 6 years or whatever.
That makes
and
no
it just
sense
like
to me, you
it
guys.
wears
really
it wears
good.
on you.
Like they're missing out.
Yeah, they are.
Are these like really,
You
really
know-
big festivals or like
So
local?
Spokane has this really big festival every summer. I think in
Okay.
August. It's called Pig
Sep-
Out at
August,
the
late August,
Park.
September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like thousands of people there because
Uh-huh.
everybody coming through,
Food.
and there's tons of vendors and there's tons of bands that play every year. There's at least like, I don't know, I want to say at least 50 bands total, like as a
Wow.
minimum,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, how is there not a window?
Yeah. Fuck. That's weird.
And
Mm.
it really sucks because like when you try to get onto something and you're working so hard, you're putting out all this music and
Yeah.
you're like trying
And
to
it's
get out there, you're
good
trying to get
music,
yourself out
too.
there, and
It is. Like,
it's just like
so
nope
frustrating.
for so
Well,
many years.
and
Which
to
I can
everybody's
understand the
credit,
frustration.
Matt says it, Tom says it, Casey says it, everybody says it, but like when we go to play, like you guys are alluding to, typically when there's people there, we're blowing roofs off of things and people are
Yeah.
digging it. We played
Everybody's
with Hell's
liking it
Bells at the
when we're
Knitting
there.
Factory here a few months ago,
Yeah.
and
Full house.
everybody it was like 1,000 people. It was almost sold out,
1,000
right?
people.
1,000 people, and they just loved it. They never heard of us. They were not playing any covers. We didn't play any covers that night, and but we just like we were there. I mean, personally, I'm always like critical. It's like, oh, there's a couple things I'd have wanted to do better. I wish Tom didn't hit that wrong note, or I wish I didn't like screw up in the middle. But the energy was great, and people were just coming at us after the thing. Casey's signing stuff, and they're just people walking by merch. We sold a bunch of merch that night, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, you guys are local! Yeah, the energy's great." We were up in Sandpoint last month,
Yeah.
and those guys loved us.
That's why I'm like, you guys should just come play festivals over here. I think.
Well, yes, I would love that. I'm in. Just let me know those dates.
As I'm thinking of all of this, like all of us ladies are part of Drummer Girls United. I wonder if we need to reach out and do a Drummer Girls showcase festival here and like get all of our drummer girls together. We got to figure this out. Let's do this.
We're in, and then we have the luxury of being able to be like drummer girl and or female led. So
yeah.
It's a female fronted band for like 4 of the songs, and
we are part of the planning of a female fronted festival. Yes. So we'll keep you guys in mind and invite you if this does launch. So we will definitely put you guys out there on the bill.
God, yeah.
That would be
we're
really
totally
awesome.
there for, because we love to play for sure. And then also, I mean, Seattle and Portland and Tacoma and Missoula and Hollywood, for God's sake, all the places that we play that like aren't Spokane, they people love us. People show up, and then
gotta get out of your area. Like that's weird, but I've heard that Spokane is hard to get into the music scene. I've heard that from other artists. So,
but it's not.
It's a desert out here. It's like it's kind of starved for a scene, but also it's very metal heavy.
Yeah,
like there are people of all hyphenated flavors of metal that it kind of sort of just sucks all the oxygen out of the scene for anything else, because the thing that, and I'm like, oh, are there any not metal bands around here? And if you dig, they are, but it's like us. They don't play in town. They go someplace else and play. And they're, so it's weird. And then I think I might have done a disservice being so hungry to play back when I first got up here, that we've played with so many metal bands that if you go and look on our Facebook, like if I go to book someplace, it's like, oh, some blues fest. And they look in the thing and they look at like past flyers, everything's like with metal bands. And they're like, oh, well, it's probably a metal band. I'm like, well, no, but we play with a lot of them. So
but you mesh well, like
we can mesh well with a lot. We can mesh well with a lot. And I think that's getting overlooked.
I think so too. That's why I'm surprised you're not part of these festivals, because you would be a good addition to the lineup. So
I agree. And I think there's something I've been trying to do and just not getting, not good at getting things accomplished of this past, bunch of months, but I'm trying to do, set up a few cameras for during our rehearsals, which of course we haven't even been rehearsing a lot either.
Oh man.
And well,
Scheduling all wonky because of
scheduling. But I'll say this, there's, like I said, there's 9 albums out now, and we've played a lot of Hello Kitty. We've played a lot of shows that we can do an hour or 2 hours of just our stuff, and we can do it with just a couple of days. Like, hey, can you play this thing? Because we've played so much.
Yeah.
So if you wanted a half an hour, like tomorrow or tonight, if I could get these guys and we showed up, it's like, oh yeah, it's 20 minutes from your house. Can you play? Can you do a half hour? Yes, we could, because we haven't played for a month or two. Wow. We played for Standpoint, I think was the last thing. Yeah. So that was March, so we've got a lot of muscle memory on a lot of songs, and then with 1 or 2 practices, we can just like play that much longer. Not rehearsing kind of shoots us in the foot for the new stuff. But, part of what I wanted to do was record these practices, have practices, pick the day, Sunday or whatever. Every day we're come in for, a couple months straight and just practice, even though there's a show, and get like 2 or 3 of these songs that we, old songs, new songs and stuff on a couple multi-camera things. And then just like that are well mixed, and then just put them out on YouTube, on Facebook rather. And so anybody who comes to our Facebook, there's a bunch of videos there. And if that thing sounded too metally, you click on this other one, because people don't go to the Bandcamp necessarily. They try to stop at the one place and like, hey, this is what I'm going to get my sense of the band. Oh, don't like these guys, whatever. So if I get a bunch of stuff I can get on Facebook that kind of spans the different sonic things we can do, hoping that would be helpful. And also just be good to have, get the songs heard and listened to. So yeah, hopefully I get that accomplished, or start to get that accomplished sometime relatively soon. Also, there's a show on the 14th, so hopefully we practice soon, right?
Oh, were you guys playing on the
14th? We're doing this
hey,
thing
my availability.
The night market. Well, no, because you just got back from your thing, so I don't know, is it Monday,
I'm still
Tuesday?
Off Tuesday, Wednesdays.
Okay. Because I want to do this will be like the Clonapalooza thing at the penalty box. So
you guys are coming out here to Clonapalooza?
Actually, yeah, we're doing that on the 6th.
Oh, nice.
We'll be out there at Tad's on the 6th.
Sweet. Okay.
6th of June?
July.
Oh, July. Okay.
June 14th is here in town, and that is the night market thing. And that we'll be doing like 2 hours there after some other local band who's not metal, by the way. So that's like, yeah, cool.
Yay.
So we'll be playing like the weird bluesy kind of leaning ones, but also I was going to say, I want you to do Suddenly I See Again and Gold Dust Woman and those things. So
of course. All right.
Figured that would keep people, engaged. And plus we pulled that off last time too. I really
we pulled that off nicely, I think.
So, sweet. And then the same goes for
too, because the whole Cruisers State Line Fest, we like always play that.
No, we're on it.
Are we on it?
Yeah, we're on. I just got picked up.
Saw you guys on.
Okay, because last time I thought we weren't.
No, well, I thought because I saw
this is all new to me.
Yeah,
aside from the June thing.
We're taking this particular musicians hangout and using it as a band meeting, a band Zoom meeting.
You guys can have a band meeting
live.
That's totally fine. Do it.
And also, you know what? I've never had enough. I've never had enough drummers on hand. So you guys are welcome to be. You can be honorary drummers in this thing too, and just
just
listen to a couple songs and then be on standby.
This is our band meeting now.
Who knows how the shows go when we get out there?
Oh, they're easy.
But no, the Ramones guy, he posted a thing back, and this was also right when I first got the email saying not pick out again this year. So I was all like really bummed out and sensitive and needing of hugs. And then I see a post from the Ramones guy, and he's got these dates listed, and he had the State Line thing as one of them. And I was like, oh no, if he's on it, then we didn't get on it. Oh no. Turns out Leo hadn't announced it. And so actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think he's still to this moment has announced it. So
okay.
We've heard nothing, internet. But anyway, I met with him and got tickets for that. Hopefully by the time anybody sees this and can do the math and put it together, he'll have announced it. But yeah, we're on it. I think we're on there for the 3rd. So
Okay.
I've got tickets if you want to get tickets from me to sell them.
Okay.
Sorry, Leo.
Oh, you're fine.
I know I saw you guys part of some lineup like on a poster, a flyer that I saw circulating. I'll try to find
That-
it.
That sounds like us.
Don't say that.
We're totally on
Okay.
posters.
You know, Slash is going to be in town on July 6th as well, so that's cool.
In this town or in the town that we'll be in?
Really?
Ours at Northern
Ooh.
Quest,
Oh, so we won't be.
where I work.
You won't be in Idaho. You won't be in Idaho.
No.
We will
He'll be
be.
in
We'll be
Spokane, though.
in Tenino or Tenino or
And
however. you
I
pronounce it.
know.
Tenino.
Tenino. My dad
Well,
actually used to be a police officer.
We
there.
played Tenino
That's
last
awesome.
year. Tabs.
Tenino.
Tenino.
I think we didn't last year. I think we did the year before. We've been out
You
there.
couldn't make it, so we filled for you. We
Twice.
got asked
Yeah, yes, that was
We
it.
got
Yes,
asked
I
like
remember.
2 days before, and we're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay, we'll
I don't
come
remember
down
what
to
happened, but
Tenino." We've never been to Tenino. We're like, "Where the fuck is this place?"
In the middle of
it's,
nowhere.
like, it's one of those.
North of Bucota.
But it was
He's
bitching, you
got
guys.
a knack for finding these places that it's like you get out and it's like, is this the thing? Are we going to get
Yeah,
axe
and then
murdered?
all of a sudden, here's the thing, and it
Yeah.
was pretty big. Like there were so
Yeah.
many
Oh,
people
yeah.
there. It was crazy. Like
Yeah.
we did not know what to expect, really. And you've been there, right? So it's like forest and camping everywhere, and like hippies emerging from the forest. It's pretty crazy. Like it's a festival.
They love emerging from those forests. Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He's been doing this for a while. He's got a knack for like getting it to pull together, and
Well, and the dude's got
food
like this
trucks,
raccoon
hippies,
that
and-
hangs out on his shoulder. It's like, what the fuck? Where am I? Like, Dad's crazy.
Nana, that's where you is.
Nano.
the
And they know how to fucking
the
rock
true
this
sense of festivalness.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, like funny story. We almost like ignited their stage during our sound check.
Oh, that's right.
Started to
That's right. I
smoke.
forgot about that.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. We were the first act. We're 2 people. What the fuck? So
I feel like
Damn.
I feel like that's frowned upon. Setting fires, setting stages on fires.
it was
although-
not
Just,
our fault. It was not our equipment. It was
Although
not
it's a hell of a way
us.
to kick off the show, right?
It was badass.
We're just
too.
literally going to light you on fire. You
We
will
are
remember
so
us.
We're gonna fucking light this stage on fire, bitches.
Just look over.
I blamed it on being possessed, and I think that some really drugged out hippies.
It was
believed
like
it.
smoking, wasn't it? Like
It was smoking, yes.
their
guys.
shit was smoking, and then, like the sound guy's like,
Yeah. So the sound guy was that dude from Heart of Vale.
Mick.
oh my god,
Oh
okay,
my
yes.
god.
Such a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
And
What a
he, like,
dude. I haven't seen him in
good
forever.
sound guy.
I
It was
haven't
not his
either.
fault. It was not his fault. It was the equipment that he was equipped with at the
Well,
festival.
See,
No,
the thing
I'm
is,
pretty
he has.
sure with your like your magnetism.
I don't want to blame it on my magnetism. I think they had fucked up equipment.
No,
That's probably. I
Mick-
mean,
My
Mick has
magnetism
his own gear,
fucks with
and then
electronics.
like Tad has his own stuff there, which I think
Yes.
the last time we were there, I was talking to somebody, either one of the stagehands or Mick or something. But it's like, yeah, the sound that's there, like they kind of have to use some of it, but a lot of it is maybe not past its prime, but maybe a little out of mechanical.
Well, and it sits outside a
Princess.
lot,
Yeah.
you know, like in all of the elements. So that's definitely
oh
got
yeah,
it too.
Yeah,
I
it's,
will
it's
say
easy
my
to
magnetism
imagine.
does mess with some electronics, but I don't think my
I don't think
magnetism
it should be outside.
right.
It's been sitting out all winter. It should work, right? Just blow on it.
Well, you get the stuff from the 80s, you know, some of that stuff's pretty indestructible, but
Whatever.
Maybe the 60s. Like,
But it did last, I guess. You know, like the rest of the time we stayed for a couple bands afterward, but we had the kicker was Max had to work the next day. So we had to come back that night. And you know, we did get to see some other bands, and it didn't look like any equipment problems happened for the rest of the weekend because I would go on to their live feed and see how everything was. It seemed like everything was cool. So
stage is still there. We're good to go.
it is. We were asked to come
Yeah.
back. I declined because we're actually out of town that weekend. So we'll
well,
not
we
be.
did
I know.
we did the penalty box, and that one was weird because the place that he's booking that from kind of double booked him that night, so he felt really
Mhm.
bad because there was a pool tournament the night we were supposed to
Oh,
play.
yeah.
So we're playing with all these pool tournament people to, you know, mixed degrees of success and or distraction.
rock.
And so he's like, he kind of felt bad, but he's like, hey, you know, we're doing 4th of July out at Tad's again. You guys are on it if you want. You know, what day do you want to do it? And we weren't really ready to like know what the day was, but we kind of ballparked, and we were going to do Saturday the 6th initially. And then when he was messaging, he said he had us on the 4th. And he said, because that was going to be a better slot or something. And I'm like, let's try and make it
Oh.
work, but I'm not sure. And then I think we were on for the 4th, kind of reluctantly. But then my daughter got asked to sing the national anthem at the Expo 74 closing ceremonies at our Riverfront Park
Holy
on the
shit.
4th of July.
Yeah.
And so I messaged him and I said, hey, dude, I hate to be high maintenance, but, you know,
Can't.
my daughter's going to sing national anthem, so I'm going to be there. And that means we're not going to be able to play the 4th. If you're able to move us, awesome. And if not, I'm going to drop the gig
Like,
again, I
we
guess.
get it,
So he
yeah.
moved us back to the 6th. So I think we
Okay.
open the Saturday or something.
That's gonna be
But
quite the party because the 4th is on a Thursday, so like that's still quite a party going on for the
yeah,
Independence
well,
Day.
like because people like will be celebrating the 4th, but if they can't get, you know, off until the
Off
weekend,
work, it's
they'll be
that Saturday.
celebrating that 4th, that pent up 4thness, like on the Friday and Saturday. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm hoping expecting that.
that's gonna be
But
quite the time in Tenino, dude.
I know. And then apparently we might be in Portland on the 3rd,
Whoa!
Oh,
the
wow.
Wednesday, which
News
is
to
weird.
Casey.
Land.
Band meeting.
But
Casey's
know,
like, Wednesday. Wait, what?
Really?
oh no, she almost got the gig for us. She's like, you know, hey, we'll
Oh,
do it, because like we're seeing their Facebook post from this band that the original drummer for Lust for Glory has another band now, a metal band that he's doing, and we went down there and we played with him at Dante's.
ooh.
Was it this
I
year
love
or the end of last year or something? No, it was
Yeah.
Christmas Eve day or Christmas Eve. So we were down there like the 23rd or something in December and playing Dante's with Lance, who's the original drummer for his band now, his oldest son's band
He's
called
also
Exceptional
the drum tech
Failures,
for Tenacious D.
stage manager.
That's
Nice.
That's awesome.
Promoted to stage manager, eh?
Well, I think he's been for a while, but
Well, that's awesome.
cool.
Regardless.
but he's the kind of guy that would always set the drums up because he loves drums.
I have a hard on for Tenacious D.
Well, and rightly so, right? Yeah.
Like a heart on for those guys. Like not hard on, heart.
Heart.
A heart on.
Any way you hear it, it's fine. It's
I mean,
justified.
it's, I guess
You're
it
correct,
works. I
right?
don't have the
It's the
proper
D, come on.
equipment for the hard on.
Somebody uses the phrase lady boners all the time, right?
Somebody does.
Yeah,
Is that
I know that.
Casey?
Yeah,
It's not
So-
me.
Oh God!
I know that it's a phrase. I know that it's a thing. You know,
Dude,
if
I
anybody
get
can
lady
have,
boners all the time. Like,
yeah, if
Oh my
somebody can have a hard on for something, anybody should be able to have a hard on for something, right? Let's just
Lady
level the
boner.
whole damn playing field altogether. So, but yeah, anyway, Lance's son,
bringing it back.
Exceptional Failures. They're on their way to the whiskey right now.
Ooh,
So
nice.
That's cool.
they got a week run taking them down to California like we did a few years ago to go and hit the whiskey.
We are gonna fucking play Whiskey Go Go. Swear to God.
Yep.
Nothing planned yet, but it's gonna happen.
Just do it.
Should. Let's go together.
There's a lot to be said. There's a lot to be said for having done it, but also there's a lot to be said for being able to put that picture of that marquee up on your Facebook, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I haven't done it because I don't remember. I think I was guard staff.
I think you were deployed or you were on drill.
I think I was
right?
You were stuck over in DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The DC stuff. Oh yeah.
I think I was in DC at the time, so I was like, "Fuck."
Oh.
I haven't ruled out.
But I was still very excited that everybody got to go. So
well, right.
I haven't ruled doing it again this year, but it might be next. It would be fall or something this year, but it might also be next year. But yeah, we need to do that. We need to do another Bridge City sessions.
Yeah, because I didn't get to do that either.
Yeah.
And that looked like it was really cool, and I like the videography from it too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I thought
those guys are really good. That's like I was doing a scaled down, but eBay version of. I was doing. I have a Facebook someplace of what do I call it? In studio, right? So and also know this: if you guys come through and wind up playing here sometime, back to Spokane being a desolate market, if you got
oh my God, I was literally just there like 2 fucking weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, if you come through to play,
maybe a little longer.
Hit me up next time you guys are scheduled for something, and we'll shoot a thing in my studio. I'll send a link to you guys later where it's in studio, and we've done like about 12 bands. About every other year, so I get like 6 or 8 or whatever. And it's kind of a budget version of I got better cameras now, so it increasingly looks better the better the gear gets, but it's kind of a low rent version of the Bridge City sessions that they do down there, right?
Oh, I know.
So but we do like an interview, so we'll sit down and interview on the couch and run like segments about each song and thing. So yeah, remember that for next time you guys come through.
Yeah, that would be very, very cool. Well, you guys, we've got about 10
little
more
notes and
minutes.
stuff.
We got about 10 more minutes of airtime. Did you want us to share some of the videos?
Yeah, run a video if you want.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
okay. I'm like,
look how easy it is for me to just babble like an hour away. Right?
Oh, you.
We can play them all too. Like, we'll just play them all. So if you guys want us to like just play out.
Oh, did he send him via Messenger to Musicians Hangout?
I got him on my Facebook. So my Facebook Messenger.
Oh.
YouTube links.
I can share them. Yeah, from YouTube.
I know. I got him. Screw you, Facebook.
Oh my gosh. So which one should I share first, or does it matter?
Do Liquid Dancer.
It doesn't matter to me.
Oh man, I fucking love that.
Liquid Dancer.
Do Liquid Dancer first.
I'm doing
or
it.
Save it for last. It don't matter.
Getting it. Oh yeah.
I like that one.
I want to see Liquid Dancer.
Oh, come on. I didn't want to start playing yet.
Right? Yeah, Liquid Dancer.
Okay, I'm getting Liquid Dancer. I fucking love this so much. I love the.
I remember that cartoon actually.
The cartoon that you.
Do you?
I actually remember watching that one. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, here's the thing. That cartoon is a 1930s Chrysler commercial.
Is that what it is? Because it looked oddly familiar to me too.
Well, because at the end, that car, that's the whole purpose of the cartoon.
Oh.
It's like the new 1932 Packard or whatever the car is, right? Or, Plymouth Zephyr or whatever it is. So it's like, yeah, that whole crazy cartoon is a car commercial.
Mm-hmm. It's
well,
awesome.
cool. I got it going on, you guys. I'll press play and we'll enjoy your awesome new tune. Yes. Everybody, Liquid Dancer.
by design. I learned the beast below would call out through the ancient time. I am your water god, the demon eyes of foreign lore. Bless the horns to charge us through this tired war. Set sail the warning lost, build mute upon the deafening ears. The crashing waves wash blind, the sailors fling their desperate fears. Tattered sails fall lifting through, resigned to nevermore. Drew out the siren song, watch the waves that cannon roar. Whoa! 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 Lost to the sea, dead cloud of green. A newfound legend sails the night. The anchor's weigh, curse me, doomed to float against the light. The tidal blow, the god below, dripping low. Sad circumstance for a liquid dancer. I told a story once where fire rained down from the sky. The bitter chapter passed both long ago and coming nigh. These were the caustic times where darkness fought from tales of yore. Simple songs conceive this on a flag again will soar. Soar! 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 Lost to the sea, death by the green. A newfound legend sails the night. The anchor's weigh, curses me. I do float against the light. Tidal blow, drifting low. The god below, sad circumstance for a liquid dancer.
Oh yeah, that was
I
fabulous.
love that
Dude,
it's
I love that
hand-handed.
so much.
Love
Dude, that
it.
is a nice
I
little
love that so
tune.
much.
That is.
I was
I've
literally
seen that
hammering that out
cartoon
yesterday.
before. I remember that cartoon from when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I
Now, for
recognize it too.
those of you who don't know, a lot of us is born in the 1900s.
Yep, we are
True.
from the 1900s. Cheers to that.
Cheers. We're on a different side.
All right, I got Ready Steady queued up so I can present that one if you guys are ready for
Yeah,
that.
let's do it.
Oh, hell
This-
yeah.
Ready,
this is
steady,
the-
go.
This is the Matt riff, and like,
This
and
is the
both
Matt
of
riff,
these,
yeah.
Cool.
yeah, both. So yeah, and nobody played it like Matt had it, and that was it in his head. And in the studio, as we recorded it, this thing that you hear here is like our third time hearing this, and like second or third time hearing it and trying to push through it.
Wow. All right. Well, ready, steady for y'all. We're ready for ready, steady.
Ready, steady, go.
Greasy streets of dirty towns, spun out, lost, upside down, you're nowhere. At your dirt on hollow pride, just keep it to your side, you know. A dead end kid don't come around. One wrong move, you tear 'em down, you know. Swinging tree won't welcome back. Keep it to your side of track. Ready, steady, go. Saturn, you're holding on with Johnson everywhere. Ain't got what you figure out in this life. No one's closest to your goal. No one seems to care. Working blood and sitting eyes, the heavy price, empty prize to show. Best keep clear your patch of crowds, smash them up, burn it down, don't go there. One more break until they see your crown and flash, having key to roll. Ready, steady, go. You're nothing I with knives hanging everywhere. Ain't got time to figure it out. This one in the end. No one's close, too far gone. No one seems to care. Don't look back, it's too late now. Change your track, don't know how to show it. Empty life, wasted time, have it up, bloody mind, oh no. Greasy streets of dirty town, spun out, lost, upside down, don't know. Ready, steady, go. Turn on your northern light, the night shining everywhere. Ain't got time to figure it out. This one through the air. No lost causes too far gone when no one seems to care.
All right,
Fuck yeah.
guys. Another
was-
rockin' tune. Yeah, Ready Steady was great.
I like that one.
It's real
I
catchy.
like.
Oh, they're all so
I like
fucking
the
good, dude. Like
videos.
we have two more. We have
Cool.
more. So I got Panic Riff next. But while I'm queuing that up, Sean, where do you get these videos? Like, how do you get
Yeah.
this
And how do you
I
get
was
past?
muted.
It's okay.
Well, how do you get past the copyright infringement?
Well, see, that's the thing, is that these are public domain videos.
Ah,
So if you go to, here's the big spoiler. I'm going to lose all my, creative uniqueness. But if you go to archive.org,
okay.
and there's the collection in there is called Prelinger Archives, and there are like thousands of videos you can download, and they're like mental health films from the 50s. Duck and Cover is
Oh,
one of them. All kinds of newsreels from the 30s and 40s, these old animated things like this, all of this stuff. And every time you click on one of the things, you'll see on there if it's there's a Creative Commons license, which they're either public domain or they have rights, shareable rights and stuff like that. So every video
okay.
that you click on when you go to watch it or download it, it tells you, what its copyright status
Okay.
is as far as if you can use it and stuff. So yeah, I just go and pull all that stuff, the public
Yeah.
domain things, and then I see something that's cool, and then I'll look through it, and it's like 20 minutes of something, and I find a way to make some sort of 3-minute narrative that's either
Oh, yeah.
that
They fit the music
They
so well.
fit.
well, that's where the work is, because that's
I
where you're
bet.
cutting it down, and it's like, and
Yeah.
I knew, like, when I was writing the lyrics for Liquid Dancer, it came, I realized, oh, this is a ship. This is a ship that's like going through a
Oh,
shipwreck, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that cued me to that cartoon that had that ship there. And I'm like, I need to go and look at that
Ah,
and see if there's something I can use. And it doesn't
that's
actually
cool.
tell the story of Liquid Dancer, but it's it's nautically themed. There's a ship. It's
Yeah.
got its own,
You
brings its
get
own
Sure.
charm
the
to it. So
idea.
it
It helps
works.
kind of provide a little bit of
It
visual for sure.
does.
Yeah.
Yes.
So cool that you can do that.
And
I love
I feel
that.
like Tom Petty went to his grave not liking "Don't Come Around Here No More's video versus the song. So sometimes that
Oh,
just happens, right?
yeah.
The video doesn't entirely reflect what the song is, and it's a separate thing. So I've just made peace with that. It's like
That's
nobody
cool.
wants to just
To be
nobody just
completely
wants to stare at the
honest,
band logo for 3 minutes while the song plays, right? So
I
Right,
know,
you know,
but
right. It gave us something
that
to watch.
particular Tom Petty song, I have never been a. I like the song, but the video,
yeah.
never been a fan of.
I think that's how a lot of
You
people
and Tom
feel.
Petty both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
He
that's
hated that video.
interesting to me that he didn't like it because I'm not a fan of that video. I
Yeah,
love
I
the
don't think a
song.
lot of
The
us
song
are.
is fucking genius, but the video doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Free Falling. Like, I was listening to that in the car, and
Yeah.
they're different songs when you're not watching the video.
True.
Yeah.
They are. Neither can neither. And
And that's
music,
a lot of the 90s and 80s stuff. It's that way. It's like it's just a
right.
different song.
It is. And music
That's
production
1900
is a
Googles.
lot of work. It's so much work. Like I've, done live action music videos for several of our songs, and it is so much work. I mean, not saying that, you splicing and editing and having to make these films work for you, that is a lot of work.
Well,
And
that's a lot of work, but it's kind of the same work that you're doing, even if you go and you shoot a location thing
yeah,
and you've made the footage, you still got to sit down and edit
you
it. So
do.
for
You
the
have to
most part,
edit it. Well,
I mean, the only
we've
extra or
yeah.
different thing I'm doing is just like, I'm looking, is there anything I can use? And I do that like in my
Mhm.
free time, and then I make a note of it. Like, oh, that would be cool. Something like that. So with Ready Steady, same thing. Like I started, like, I got the idea, like, oh my, this is just like stupid 50s gang fight, right? And I knew
Yeah.
exactly the movie to go to because I'd already I had it downloaded on my computer. And it's like, yeah, I'll bet you I can make that work. And same thing. And
And
I
you
just cut
did.
down
It
to,
was perfect for
yeah. So gang
Like, you
violence
talk
is bad,
about
kids.
They should have done. Oh my god, what was the name of that film?
The one for Ready Steady, that's called
West
Gang
Side
Boy.
Story.
Gang Boy.
Game Boy,
Okay.
but I
I'm
still
gonna write
think
that
West Side
down.
Story would have been a good one too because there is at least dancing.
Yeah.
All right, so
Well,
Panic
if
Rift.
West Side Story was public
Fighting.
domain, though, I would certainly look into that for sure.
Oh, touche.
Panic Rift is what I've got queued up next, and it is
Yep.
mostly live footage of you guys.
This
love
is us in the studio at Orbit Audio in Seattle recording
Okay.
it, and then
Yes.
the fun Easter egg for this is if you watch at the end, the reason it goes on and it's quiet for like a whole nother 20 seconds is because Matt, that microphone that you can see right there over the tom, Matt
Okay.
hits that right at the end, and he blew that mic up.
Oh my
So
god.
that picture that's at the end is the microphone that's blown up. And that's not a cheap
Oh,
mic.
sure.
And you could see his face like after he stopped playing, and then he looks at it because it's like literally right at the end of the song. And I just
Oh my
had to
God.
make sure that lived on in infamy, so he can always
yeah,
see that.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we got it.
Tickety-tock.
Boom.
Standing beside the post of the building, you're fighting it off from the dark. A left of the knee, but it's over the building, we're pushing you up the ride. I'm at a loss inside of the screaming, you're feeding it off from the past. The light of the cross, the left to the dreaming, you're burning it down just fast. And I can't clear the static from my head. Feeling left alone beside the bed. I'm afraid of the ghost that was with you, and leading us down through the lost. And I can appeal to the gods that are within you, and counting the stations you cross. I know you're lost with the feelings so flying, the story as old as the sun. And I can't compete with the thought of you trying to see you one after one. And I can't hear the static from my place. Lost alone, no feeling all the same. I'm all alone with the demons crawling, searching for scared all around. There's so much to say when the skies are falling, you're rising it up through the clouds. That's where the fire is, soldiers and children, it's all out there on the road. Washing away, fighting up buildings, for something that you'll never know. And I can't clear the static from my head. Feeling left alone beside the dead.
So there it was.
So
How do
there
you
was
do
the
that?
broken
How do you
mic.
do that?
Oof.
Cracks me up every
Oh
time.
my fucking God.
How do
That
you
was
do
so
that?
I wish I had a better camera on him, like, because you can see, like, because Devin's moving the camera away, but there's a second, especially if you watch as many times as I have, there's a second where you can see on his face that he just realizes what happened, like after he
Okay,
stopped
I didn't
playing.
really
There's
understand
like
that
a
when
Dick
I was
hit it and he just fucking killed it.
Yep.
battered.
Yep.
Oh,
God.
Yeah, he goes up for that tom fill, like right there towards the end,
Yeah.
and he hits long, and that thing blows up.
Oh my
I'm
God.
so scared of that happening every time I come to Villain Plays a Victim practice.
Well, my workaround on that is I'll use I've had a drummer knock one of my 57s, like the snare mic I was using,
Yeah.
knocked one of the 57s, like blew up the capsule on that, which it's a
Oh,
57. I mean, I fixed that one, but you can just go and get more of those. That mic
Fingers
that
crossed, I've never blown a mic, but
I haven't either. I don't think have I? Have I blown
the
one?
day
Okay.
is young. The day is young.
exactly. Yeah. No, you can do it. I believe in you.
I think I've
Oh,
I've tapped a
gonna
few
happen.
microphones,
It's
but
gonna happen.
I don't think I've completely destroyed one before.
I've
Well, I've
tapped.
got-
I know I've tapped, right? I've tapped, but I have
I've
not.
got those. I've got
Oh,
those
I tap
EVs
those
now. Those
fuckers all the
EV
time. I probably tapped them
ND44s
at
that are
least like 4 times tonight.
pretty
Yeah.
rugged and they get out of the way well enough.
Yikes.
So,
Oh
but
my
yeah,
god.
to their
Mike
credit, the
Tyson.
studio guy like shrugged it off, like, "Oh, okay, we can fix that."
Oh, thank God.
And I'm like,
Oh,
you know, I don't know, man. Make them revel in it. Make 'em,
right?
you know, squirm them.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got the last video that y'all shared with us of Jake's curiosity, so I
Yes.
can bring that up for us all.
Yeah. So there's. I'll give you a quick history on
A
as
mini
quick as I can do it.
montage of Lust for Glory right here for you.
Well, no. This is a montage of Chris Newman and
Okay.
all of the bands that he's had like since. So Chris Newman, if you grew up in Portland or the Northwest,
Okay.
I know who
from
he
the
is.
from the 80s until he died, he started like in the late 70s and the 80s with a band called Napalm Beach, right?
Yep.
And they were even before Poison Idea, and they were like they're this core like Poison Idea and the Wipers and all this like what really kind of started to define the Northwest even pre-grunge, right? And then Melvins and Mudhoney and Screaming Trees and Kurt Cobain when they played shows with with Napalm Beach, like they're, you know, in awe of Chris, they're in awe of the pedal, all that stuff. And he died a few years ago. And when he died, I wrote this song because I was affected that much by him passing. And I didn't know him for a long time when I was in the Portland scene, but Lance was his drummer for Snowbud, the first drummer for here. And so he knew him a lot. And then when I got to know him, he got in his own way, like success wise, like Sub Pop tried to talk to him 3 times and he kind of, you know, shot himself in the foot, at least 2 of those meetings and stuff. But he went to Germany. He went to Germany with a friend of mine from high school. She was like the merch girl when Napalm Beach went to Germany and toured Germany in 88 or whatever. But he never got famous, but he was making music like literally until he died. So like some of the slideshow here is like, it goes from flyers to like albums that he made, and he just kept making music. And, you know, I feel like that's my jam. Like that's me, even if like nothing lands for me, I'm still doing this because I feel like I have to do it. And and he had this big thing in Snowbud. The Oregon Curiosities Museum, they have Jake the Alligator Man. There's bumper stickers for it. He was huge on that, and so that's why I named it Of Jake's Curiosities. And
for Jake,
the
Alligator Man. I love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah, so this is for Chris Newman, and all
right, I'll get it going for us, guys. Of Jake's Curiosity. Yeah, here we go.
I love this so much already.
There was somewhere when you carved out that scene. Our curtain sacred to stage and scream from the tree. And we'll carry you to not too long but too soon. Falling off time, lost to the round, prayer to the moon. There's something to see. Your songs watch over me. Yeah, I'll miss that ride, lost to the time.
By the songs that you play.
All right. That's another great one. Oh man. Lots of meaning behind that now that I
Yeah.
know the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something that I did an interview with him about 6 or 7 years ago, so a handful of years before he even died. And he said one of the biggest things he's most proud of was when Mark Lanigan did a cover of one of Chris Newman's songs from Napalm Beach called Holy Ground.
Yeah.
So if you look, you can look it up on one of Mark Lanigan's last tours. So like 2010 or something like that, or 2014 or something kind of recent, but before Mark
Okay.
died. But yeah, he's does a cover of Holy Ground, which is one of, Chris's more notable Napalm Beach ones. And that was like one of the best things he, at least he felt like somebody was acknowledging him then, and it's Mark Lanigan, right? And it does a
Right.
great job on the song. So yeah, I'm glad I got to do that for him.
Yeah, that was very you can
Yeah,
hear
that
emotion from you. That's very cool. Okay, well, go ahead and highlight where our followers can follow you, and then we're gonna sign out because Crash has got to get out of that studio.
Yeah, my guys are like waiting to close
Guys,
up.
thanks for
We
getting
went
us
long.
over.
So we're on Facebook. Clearly, there is an Instagram. There's a TikTok, but my daughter hasn't really populated it yet. There's a .com, which I'm the slowest at keeping updated. YouTube has almost all the videos. These ones will get up YouTube publicly here in a little bit. I want to make some adjustments on a couple, and then new songs as they happen. We're on Bandcamp. Lust for Glory, search Lust for Glory on all those things. We're on Spotify, but don't get me started on that. I'm not a fan of Spotify. And we're on SoundCloud also, and we'll be here in Seattle or here in Spokane, June 13th, June 15th, June 14th. We're here doing the night market. The 15th, I'll be playing an acoustic set at a garden show. Don't ask. July 3rd, I think we're in Portland. July 6th, Tenino. August 3rd, Cruisers State Line. August 10th, we'll be in Enumclaw at the Chalet Theater.
Wow, you're everywhere. That's great.
And that's not even a lot of shows for us typically. Hopefully there'll be more this year, but I've been dropping the ball on getting the shows. Normally I'd have like 30 or something set up by now, but
that's cool. Like you
got
got
a show together.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Drummer Girls United, let's do this.
Let's do it.
I want to get back to is the Chuck still popping over there in what's that, Bremerton? The Charleston?
Yes. It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to get back
Yeah.
to there. I haven't been there in like maybe
Yeah.
10 years. And I need to
Wow.
crack Bellingham too somehow. But
You know what?
we always do well at Tony V's when we're there.
Atrocity
We
Girl
got
and
Club
Kate.
Hectic.
Yeah. Yes. Club Hectic would take a festival.
Yes, I've been trying. Yes, I sent him an email a while ago. Yeah, I want to get into that for
Okay,
sure.
yeah. Sure.
I'm actually playing there like really soon in the next couple of weeks, so I can definitely let Tigger and Hecate know.
Yeah, that would be great.
Please do. And then also shoot me in the messenger, shoot me a mailing address again when I get hard copies of this disc up, and I'll send you copies of the whole thing.
Yes. Yes.
Do.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being on our show. We'll have to have you back as always. It's been
Oh, it's so amazing. I love your guys' stuff so much.
Oh,
Your
thank
new
you.
stuff is blowing
Thanks
my
for having us.
mind.
Oh,
Let's
thank
hope
you
it's
for
not another
you
2 years.
know, maybe not two. Maybe we gotta have. Well, we get busy. We get booked out pretty quick on
Oh
here.
yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
that we're also in bands too, so like
In fact, I got somebody. I might be booking in September. I'm so sorry, Crash. Like somebody wants our first date of next season, and I'm like, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
It piles up, doesn't it?
It does. So
like,
yeah, thanks again for sharing your new stuff with us so that we could debut it here. That's such an honor. Thanks.
yes, thank you. So
Thank you
much.
for putting it out in the world and making me have to admit that, okay, I'm done with it. I'm just going to need to be done with it.
You
Moving on.
do.
Let's get to
Or
the
it
next
will
one.
haunt you. You have to be done.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to have Jacob James on next week, and I'll be sharing all that stuff really soon. Until then, stay safe, keep rocking, and we love you guys. I'll take us out.
Thank you, Lord.
We down here.
Oh, I thought he had a lightsaber.
Bye, you guys. Take care.
Sean, somebody's coming after you. Woo, what up, guys?
In the house.
Villains in the house.